as you can see, the statistic is kind of really scary. For every child in the foster care system, 25 kids are being raised by grandparents or extended family support system is a really big number. Some families are afraid of officials finding out they're raising their grandchildren for fear that the children might be put into foster care. So this is our first resource of the webinar we wanted to tell you about is Kin Connector. Kin Connector was a telephone line that was created a few years ago and is available to give grandparents raising their grandchildren information for their local communities in Pennsylvania. They do have a website. It has a little bit of information on it, but it's mostly about the telephone number, but we've included it for anyone who wants to check it out. Respite is a program where either you drop your children off or someone comes to your home to take care of them so the caregiver can get a break or do things that they cannot otherwise bring children with them to do. Respite programs can be a huge benefit to anyone raising a child that struggles. With that said, not every county has respite available. You would need to call your county human service offices. Sometimes respite is funded through the mental health department. Sometimes it's funded through area agency on aging. Sometimes it's depending on the circumstances and the diagnoses of the child, it might be funded through the intellectual disability office. And some communities, providers are the ones who offer the respite. Every county in Pennsylvania is different, so you really do need to contact your local mental health or CASP coordinators, and they can get you in touch with whoever is running the respite program in your county if there is respite. If there's not, you should ask for it. So I mentioned Area Agency on Aging. For those of you that don't know, every county has an Area Agency on Aging, and many of them have great programs that help grandparents who are raising grandchildren. And I will get into one more about that later, but you can definitely check them out. PH95 is a program run only in Pennsylvania that allows children to get Medicaid if they have a mental health or behavioral health diagnosis. The parents or grandparents, in this case, income does not count toward this. And many providers only accept medical assistance. So if the child doesn't have it, the child does not qualify for the help they need. You can apply for PH95 by going to www.compass.state.pa, but make sure you put in the comment section PH95. Otherwise, your income counts. A few other resources. Generations United is a national website that offers resources for multi-generational families. They have a lot of information on their website, and I really do recommend checking them out. PA Law Help Project is another website. They're dedicated to helping families in Pennsylvania get the help they need. And they help with adoption or guardianship, and also sometimes with the Medicaid issue and Social Security and that kind of thing. So they're always, they're a good source of information. 211 is a phone number you can call, much like 911. But with 211, depending on where you are in Pennsylvania, will determine the level of information they have, because each area of 211 has their own, each section of Pennsylvania has their own 211. But they can help you, give you available resources that are specific to your communities. And some of you may remember 211 was previously called the helpline. used to be commercials and all kinds of helpline. Now, this slide, I'm just going to say, we are not lawyers, and therefore I'm not giving you any legal advice. If you feel like this federal law may apply to you, you should contact the PA Help Law Project. This is Federal Law 5324, and it does talk about a child that has been with their grandparents for a period of at least 12 consecutive months. And if they're removed from the home, how the grandparent can possibly get custody. But again, we're not lawyers. But if this might apply to you, you should definitely call the PA Help Law Project. And with that said, here is the state Pennsylvania law, Bill 1539. This Pennsylvania law gives grandparents temporary custody of their grandchildren while the parents are trying to get their lives together. This law gives grandparents the legal rights to make decisions like medical decisions and school decisions. Again, we're not lawyers. We're just here presenting information. If you need help, please contact the PA Law Help Project. In this case, AAA stands for the Area Agency on Aging. Like I mentioned before, both the Area Agency on Aging and the Victims Compensation Assistance Programs can offer some help with financial help, depending on the situations in which grandparents have come to get their grandchildren. SWAN is a program that helps grandparents legally adopt their grandchildren, and they also help financially.